Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, okay. Just wanted to make sure you all can hear me. Um, yep, you can. Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me see who was here first. Zakoy Farms. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning from Liberia. Yes, I have dual citizenship. In case you guys didn't know it. I am a citizen of these United States of America, and because I am an American of African descent, according to the laws of Liberia, I am also a citizen. Thank you very much. Um, all right, so I still would like to have another passport, though. Hello, Mary H. Thank you for being here. Lydia Washington is here. Angela M is here. And who else? Compton, Cali Gal. Karen Williams is here. Okay. Anyway, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour, so let's get on with it, right? So, Cookie, um, I want to say cookies and cream, right? Cookie Queens at Sundance. Harry and Meghan's Archwell. I misspelled production. How in the world did that happen? Oh, well, I guess I was in a hurry. But yeah, it's the Harry and Meghan Archwell Productin. It's the Latin variation, Productin. It's a producti. And when it's, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I see I messed that up. Okay. Oh, a live chat. Yes. Okay, let's hurry up and get this off the screen. Um, Quick note, you guys, there is a ferocious winter storm going on right now. I did list some precautions. If you go to the last two episodes of Royal Sussex, you'll see that we discussed it thoroughly there. So I won't do it again tonight, but um, do make sure. I guess the only thing that I want to say that is so important, if you find yourself using a generator that burns fossil fuels, please, please, please make sure that it's running in a well ventilated area. Sometimes people are afraid that it's going to get stolen. Better to risk having it stolen than to risk your life. I mean, to tell you, that happens so often that I just every time there's weather that causes power outages, it's the first thing I think of. So please be careful. Please, please, please take precaution. Don't go out if you don't have to. And remember to ride out the storm. Listen to the updates. Listen to the updates. Go to some news radio for your area. That's the best place to get the updates. And if that doesn't work, then call the non emergency number for your area. Charge up. Okay, I said I wasn't going to say a lot about it. Charge up everything right now. Your phones, and remember, if your phones go out, if you have any juice on your laptop, you can always pull power from there. Okay, and you can charge your phone like that. So, all right, all right. I just want you guys to be safe. That's all. And okay, that's it. I promise. That's it. And of course, home. This is an old photo of Chicago. This is what it looks like on a day like this. This is what Chicago looks like on a day like this. It almost looks like some enchanted, faraway fairy tale city. Nah, it's just Chicago. Frozen. So, executive producers Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They are executive producers. And when they're not donating money or helping people raise funds. They're producing stuff like The Heart of Invictus. Um, what else? The Duke and what is? I'm sorry, the Harry and Meghan docu series, right? And with Love, Meghan, huh? Huh? Anyway, it's a bunch of stuff that they produce because they're Hollywood producers. I love saying that. Don't they look like producers? I'd accept the production from them. Absolutely. So the Sundance Film Festival is taking place and is a big event every year, the Sundance Film Festival. And this year, actually tonight, is the premiere of Cookie Queens, the world premiere. So if you're wondering, what is it all about? Well, listen, I'm going to share this with you from People magazine, okay? So Harry and Meghan made their first ever appearance at the Sundance Film Festival as they stepped out in Utah ahead of the premiere of their latest documentary. See, that's why I could have gone on much earlier, but I was hoping that there would be photos for tonight. On Saturday, January 24th, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended a special screening of the film, which follows four Girl Scouts as they navigate the iconic cookie selling season, offering an intimate look at ambition, teamwork, and growing up. At the event, the couple posed for photos with Amy Redford, the daughter of the late Robert Redford. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure you can see that. Oh, how adorable. Aren't they just cute? How cute are they? Aren't they adorable? Aw. Okay. Oh, yes, that's a great observation, wise words. Robert Redford passed away, was it? Yeah, last year, right? Yeah, so this is the first one without Robert Redford. And I do believe the name came from that movie, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Is that right? I'm testing my knowledge right now. I do believe that's where the name comes from. But yeah, thank you so much for that reminder. Well, there she is on the left side. That is her on the left side. Amy Redford, the daughter of the late Robert Redford. The outing comes days after Prince Harry delivered an emotional testimony in London during the opening stages of his high stake legal case against the Associated Newspaper Limited, the publishers behind the Daily Fail and the Fail on Sunday. Well, guess what? I bet you they didn't even realize that the Sussexes were going to be at the film festival. See, they love for everyone to believe that they're on top of everything. Now, I didn't say anything because I did not want to, you know what I mean? I didn't want to help them out. But I was thinking when it premieres, I wonder if the Sussexes are going to be there. Well, there they were. Huh? So, yeah, sometimes we have to keep things to ourselves so we don't tip off those troublemakers. Harry and Meghan served as executive producers, I love saying that, on the 91-minute film, which is screening at Sundance Family Matinee category. The documentary was directed by Elisa Nehemias. Hope I'm saying it right. No, yeah, Nehemias. Yeah, that's easy. And produced in partnership with Archwell Production, Beautiful Stories, and AJNA Films. Yep, those people too. The projects hold personal meaning for Meghan, who was a Girl Scout growing up in California, her mother serving as her troop leader. In a April 2025 Instagram, that is, post promoting her Limonada Media podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, Meghan reflected on her early entrepreneurial roots, writing, "Being an entrepreneur can start young alongside childhood photos." Oh boy, that scared me. my, that was my phone. I'm so sorry. You know what? Okay, I got it. God, that scared me. So, as I was saying, being an entrepreneur can start young alongside childhood photos of herself selling cookies. And take a look at those photos there. Doesn't that just warm your heart? Warms mine. As a matter of fact, why don't we take a look at a couple of those photos of Meghan and her mom when she was a Girl Scout. How about that? Okay. I found it. Wow, that was fast. I can't believe it. All right, ready? Here goes. Here goes. How sweet. See there? Oh my goodness, Doria looks so beautiful there. Look at that radiant smile. Oh, and of course you can see Meghan second from the right. Absolutely. Yes, it makes me want a Thin Mint. You know, I kept eating those Thin Mints and I didn't lose any weight. I don't think they work, but I eat them anyway. But yeah, if you're trying to reduce by eating Thin Mints, I have it on good authority that that does not work. Okay? All right. Cute, cute picture. All right, let's go on to something else. Although I love that photo. So adorable. Okay. And back over here. And there you go. There's some more of the people they photographed with today. Harry is one of 7 high-profile. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Talk about that anymore. Let me see. Where did I leave off? You know what? That's it. They're just gonna do some revisions about all that other stuff. So, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's involvement in Cookie Queens was first announced in December 2025, with the Sundance premiere making their latest professional milestone. Hallelujah. Hallelujahs. Okay. There we go. I tell you, Harry and Meghan does casual very, very well. They look great. Moisturized, tan, beautiful. Now, a little soundbite for you guys right here. Let me get that set up. And you can hear the excitement in her voice when she talks about the film festival. Okay, are you ready? Here goes.
What my experience of it is that, from when we first showed footage to Archetypes Productions and the whole team, that Meghan really fell in love with the film. She felt like, as a Girl Scout herself, her mom was her troop leader.
Oh, it's buffering. I'm so sorry. Come on, don't let me down.
Of it is that, from when we first showed footage to Archetypes Productions and the whole team, that Meghan really fell in love with the film. She felt like, as a Girl Scout herself, her mom was her troop leader, that this spoke to her. And the girls in the film, I think she really believed in my vision that their stories could resonate with people everywhere, and that we could create something that was really universally relatable through Girl Scout cookies, but go well beyond it.
Totally.
Okay. As you hear, Meghan was quite excited because, well, the Girl Scouts was such an incredible part of her youth, a very essential part of her youth. So there you have it, a story that really is close to home. Again, I got to stop this. I keep wanting to say cookies and cream. The Cookie Queen, the Cookie Queens, that is an Archwell production. And of course, Harry and Meghan is at the Sundance Film Festival, where they had a chance to visit the Sundance for the very first time as producers. Actually, I think it was their first time ever anyway. So there you have it. Now, this spot of bother. You know what? Yesterday we were a little nervous because Harry was one of the first high-profile people to speak out against a rather insensitive comment from the president of these United States. Prince Harry issues a strong statement after Trump questions NATO allies' role, meaning, of course, the British. And let's see, where did I leave off? Oh, there we go. So yesterday I mentioned Trump versus the world. And of course, James O'Brien had a thing or two to say about it. Keir Starmer was like, the President Trump's remarks, he found it very insulting and frankly appalling, right? But it was Harry who really said a thing about it, but he did not make it personal, and he certainly didn't mention Donald Trump's name. And the reason why we all kind of winced at the idea of it is because leave it to the tabloid media to try to use an occasion like this to cause friction with the, God, I hate to say it, the president. Okay, there, I got that out. And the Sussexes. So here it says, Prince Harry lashes out at Donald Trump over war dead jibe and says troops killed in Afghanistan deserve respect. Well, that's not the complete statement, but you've probably heard it by now, so I won't say it again. But anyway, it bothered Harry because he had the experience that he had. Prince Harry said, let me see, the UK soldiers who sacrificed their lives ought to be treated with respect. That was part of it. They ought to be treated with respect. And I agree. They should be treated with respect. So it was, oh my goodness, it just came out of nowhere yesterday. And next thing you know, we're all just like, listening to the clock tick, waiting for the, occupant of the White House to say something. Well, that never happened because, believe it or not, he actually kind of walked back what he said. You can see right there on the right side, that is the, oh gosh, what is her name? Anyway, that's the lady that runs the Scotty's Little Soldiers. Her husband, I believe he died in Afghanistan, along with 456 other people from the UK. And of course, we won't even talk about the injuries right now because for every one person that dies, is it what, two or three other people have life-changing injuries? I don't know what the number is, but I'm pretty sure it's sizable. And those are people that are going to need care for the rest of their lives in some cases. So it was a terrible thing to say. So let's get back over here to this one. As you can see, those are the numbers. Those are the numbers right there. Now, I do want you to hear what he had to say. Take a deep breath. We'll get through this. But a lot of people have not heard it and probably would not hear it if not for me. But it's only 41 seconds. 41 seconds. Have a listen.
I think, but I've always said, will they be there if we ever needed them? And that's really the ultimate test. And I'm not sure of that. I know that we would have been there or we would be there, but will they be there? And let's hope that that never happens. We've never needed them. We have never really asked anything of them. You know, they'll say they sent some troops to Afghanistan or this or that. And they did. They stayed a little back, a little off the front lines. But we've been very good to Europe and to many other countries. And, you know, now under my administration, that began because we had a very successful first term. That began then, but it has to be a two-way street.
Okay. Now, I want to say this about, hi, Jacqueline. I want to say this about this notion that the United States, we always have to carry Europe. We're always doing things for Europe. It's a two-way street. Post World War II, yes, the United States became the superpower that it is today. But it's okay to celebrate the oceans that protect us. It's okay to celebrate all of the blessings of minerals, fossil fuels, precious metals. I mean, you can find everything here in the U.S. It's all kind of resources available. But we wouldn't have the economy we have today if we did not have people to trade with. And so it's not so much that, oh, we're just carrying Europe. In exchange for allowing the United States to be the superpower, Europe agreed to get involved in a treaty called NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which means that an attack on one is an attack on all. And so exercising the obligations that is part of the, what is it, Article 5? If we are attacked, they're going to help us just like we're supposed to help them if they get attacked. But this idea that, you know, I mean, there's pubs in Britain that's older than the United States, right? There's so many things in Europe that predates the Constitution. So I think it is time that we stop all of this nonsense about, oh, we carry all the weight. No, we don't. No, we don't. And I, for one, am sick of hearing it. If the economy of Europe tanked tomorrow, you think it wouldn't affect us here? If our economy tanked tomorrow, it would affect Europe. We're in this together. This guy right here, the occupant of the White House, he loves to stick his chest out and make it seem like everybody in the world owes the United States something. And that's just not the case. That is just not the case. It's not this great debt. If anything, the United States owes Europe a lot. So it's a two-way street. Anyway, I cringe when I hear him talk like that. I mean, look at this. Now he backs down. Now he backs down. I wonder why he backed down. Because he overshot the mark that time. He just went too far. He went way too far. And it's not like him to do an about face like that. If anything, he likes to double down on things. Well, look at this. The great and very brave soldiers of the United Kingdom will always be with the United States of America in Afghanistan. 457 died. Many were badly injured, and they were among the greatest of all warriors. It's a bond too strong to ever be broken. The UK military, with tremendous heart and soul, is second to none, except for the USA. We love you all and always will. Oh, God, I don't want to say that. You can see it, what it says there. I can't say it. Him, the occupant. I cannot say it, but you see what it says, the occupant. So Trump backtracks on his claim British troops dodged Afghanistan front line after sparking fury from veterans, and Starmer calls soldiers second to none. Well, that's better, but it still does not take away from the fact that he was very insensitive. Very insensitive. I'm embarrassed by it. And then, of course, there was this threatening Canada with 100% tariffs and warns nation will be eaten alive in deal with China. Again, this notion that everybody is failing in this world except for the United States. If the United States was so smart, if we were so smart, we would not have sent all of our manufacturing over to China, turning one of the greatest manufacturing economies ever into a service-orientated economy. We're a service economy. We don't make things anymore. We outsource it to China. So the country that outsourced the greatest manufacturing economy in the world, do we really have room to talk about Canada and how China's going to eat them up? Do you know how much debt we are in with China right now? If China was to call in all of the debt that the United States have, it is so vast that it would probably put the entire world into a depression. It would. I mean, it would just, you have no idea. What is it, like $14 trillion? We had a budget surplus before that second George Bush got to the White House. Now we're in debt up to our woohoos. And trust me, since the occupant has gotten to the White House, the debt has only increased. It has not gone down. He has not dealt with the debt in any way whatsoever. We're land rich and cash poor. We're like the world's biggest banana republic. Look at the faces. Canadian soldiers killed in Afghanistan. Again, another country that came when we called, and now we're threatening them with 100% tariff. And you know who pays for the tariff? We do. We do. The other countries don't pay it. We pay it. What do we have here? Italy, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, just to name a few. nations that sacrifice their kids for us. So, again, I'm just going to say it. He backed down. And you know what? This is one for the record books because I'm telling you, this almost never happens. Oh, look. Trying to give credit to Chuck. You see that? They're trying to give credit to Charles, who stayed silent while Prince Harry spoke up and defended the United Kingdom Afghanistan veterans. Good King Harry once again serves the people of his home country while Chuck and Willie cower. Yeah, Charles and that dim-witted Willie, they had nothing to say about it. They had not a word to say about it. And as per usual, Harry said what needed to be said without fear of reprisals. He just put it out there. You know, like everybody else, I was a bit nervous. But I tell you this, whatever happens, I am 10 toes down with the Duke of Sussex. I am 10 toes down. So sometimes you have to risk everything and stand on principle. And that's exactly what he did. And who knows? It may be over, it may not be over. We know that the occupant is one for grudges, but I said it a long time ago when the Sussexes first, during the global pandemic, when they began to put their professional lives in order. I said it then that they're not going to cower behind walls. They're not going to stay indoors and hide away from the public. Meghan's always been a bit of an activist. And this is why Harry has been able to go after these tabloids. I do believe that if Meghan said, "Oh, I don't think we should do that," I think he would reconsider. But she supports him just as he supports her. And that's why their relationship is so strong. Meghan said that Harry promised he would protect her, and that was all she needed to know. And with that, Harry has the freedom to stand on principle whenever and wherever necessary. When you have a partner that supports you, is there anything you can't do? Lex says, Kira said his piece after Harry. These people are pieces of. I think I know what the other part of that is. Thank you so much for the super chat. What was this I missed here? Deficits don't matter to Republicans when a Republican is president, but they do when a Democrat is. They keep selling it to the American people that they are about a balanced budget. And that is so true. And Trump himself said financially, he's always done better under a Democrat. The Democrats usually heal the economy, whereas the Republicans, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And historically, that has always been the case, without exception. Bill Clinton gave George Bush a budget surplus. And then it was this unnecessary war in Iraq, and they borrowed billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars from China and put us in debt. And we've been in debt ever since. Oh, anything he touches, he drives it into the ground. His middle name is Bankrupt. The UK media and royal family should really be ashamed of themselves. They are the most disgusting people. The UK citizens should just be just. I'm sorry, should be just as ashamed as we are with Trump. Well, it's like the movement in the world today is to put the greediest people, the most unqualified people in power. It is like a disease in Western civilization. We cannot seem to keep people in power that are for the people. They are for the rich, the one percenters, the oligarchs. These people seem to be for the oligarchs, and the governments in the Western world seems to be bought and paid for. That is a trend. It seems as though, although I think the prime minister that they have in Canada and the president of Mexico, from what I've seen, I believe they have a great deal of integrity, but there's so much corruption in most of the Western world. It's almost as though they're exceptional in comparison, but I'm sure there's others that are doing a great job. But I'm so disappointed. And I'm also disappointed with the media because the media is supposed to hold them accountable, but they are corporate as well. The media has sold out to the corporations, and so has most of the politicians. And that is why we're in trouble. I got another soundbite for you. This guy right here. Let me see. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll just let you listen. Let me get this going for you.
That was it. He was not Prince. He was a second lieutenant. That was it. He was not Prince Harry. He was just Harry. It was interesting that someone who's that far up in the royal family would have been that sort of humble in the way he presented himself. He seemed pretty serious about his job. I'm an American. I have no reason to sort of toot his horn, if you will, on what I saw. And what I saw is that someone who was from a very obviously elite background and rich background, and yet they cast it aside, came down range, got shot at, put his life on the line, led by example, and it was impressive. I mean, being an American, I had to be impressed. One of the mornings I was there, I was working out, Prince Harry was working out, and there was a siren that went off about these missile attacks that came in. That looked over at each other, just kind of laughed for a second of the preposterous situation of, attempting to work out and a missile attack.
Well, there you go. Our Prince Harry. He's ours now. He's our Prince Harry. We will share him on occasion with our cousins in the UK, but for now he's ours, and and we will share. We will, from time to time, so long as it's understood that you don't get to keep them. So, yeah. That's our Harry. Now, let me share that with you if I can. The famous that famous clip of Harry's where he's giving the interview. Oh, fiddlesticks. What did I do with it? Okay. Let me find it. Let me find it. You know where he that one. That's the one I'm looking for. That is the one I'm looking for. Okay, give me a second. I can make this. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't put it over there. Maybe that's what it is. I got you. No worries. Okay, never mind. I don't got you. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, coming up. Coming up. I'm sure this keeps William up at night. I am more than certain that this is what keeps William up at night. Oh, man. Okay, that didn't work. Let me try it again.
It wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just. It wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? He is not just a prince of the realm. He is not just the father of a prince and a princess. He's not just the husband of a princess, the son-in-law of the amazing Doria, but he is an action figure, a real live hero. And he's off.
It wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just.
I can watch this over and over again. Oh, yeah. Let's not forget the abs. Abs? Wait, one more. There we go. Well, I almost missed it. But yeah, the abs. He's got those nice abs. Let's see. Harry, normal run.
It
William.
wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just.
Yes, William, the chalk outline from the or Gumby. Absolutely.
It wasn't done in the wrong way, but it was just.
Okay. Anyway, I could watch that over and over again. I love that. So I don't know if that's exactly what this gentleman was referring to, but there you have it. Oh, man. And look at William giving it all he's got. I mean, he's going full steam. Look at how his legs are all discombobulated. His legs are all, you know, I guess, what would you call that? Well, it's not articulated. Of course, they're articulated, but oh gosh, I can't remember. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but anyway. Oh, poor Willie. He can't help it. Khadijah, welcome, Khadijah. Okay, back over. Oh, there we go. Let me get rid of that one. Oh, sorry, wrong one. And go away. There we go. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Karma comes for people when they least expect it. Life can humble anyone, myself included. But when you have a good heart and refuse to support evil, it rarely finds its way to you. I choose to stand by someone who has been vilified for over 10 years. Um, Bethany Frankel is having some health issues. Now, I don't like to, be the one to say that this is related to that, but she just can't seem to keep Meghan's name out of her mouth. She just can't do it. Just like so many other people, she's trying to grift off of using Meghan's name. And unfortunately, she's had some kind of health crisis. I don't know exactly what it was, but anyway, I wish her well. And I wish she keeps Meghan's name out of her mouth. Um, it's better for your overall health and well-being if we try to stay positive, if we stop messing with people that ain't messing with nobody, people that's trying to live their best life. And then here she comes with, if I was Meghan, if I had a chance to talk to Meghan, if Meghan was here right now, as if Meghan got something to say to you. Why don't you talk to Omarosa? Yeah, if you want to have a conversation with Omarosa. I bet you won't do that again. Omarosa cleaned her clock out. I felt sorry for her. But anyway, all the best, Franco. All right. Oh, Joan Lawman gifted 5 Royal Sussex memberships. Thank you so much for that. And congratulations in advance to those lucky recipients of those Royal Sussex memberships. All right. That is outstanding. Thank you so much. I really, really, really do appreciate that. Oh, did I miss this? Don't forget to support the Girl Scout troops in women's shelters. The girls there are a great the girls there do a great job eating my what is that? My doocy, what is it? Doocy doos right now. Is that a cookie? Is that really a cookie? Anyway, thank you so much, This Black Girl's Life. And thank you for the super chat. Oh, I'm so sorry I missed that. There's something called a doocy doo. I'm looking it up right now. My doocy doos. Eating my doocy doos right now. Oh. Okay, I'm looking. It says that that's a Girl Scout cookie. Oh my goodness. Is that the peanut butter? Oh, okay. Let me show you guys a picture of it. I didn't know that that's what they called it, a doocy doo. I had no idea. Okay, I'm going to share a picture of it. Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Wow. Ooh. Ah. Oh my goodness. Let me see. What other flavors do they have? Oh, you know what? I didn't know they had these names. Adventurafos, Exploramores, Lemonades, Caramel Delights. Oh, they have the peanut butter patties. And those are the peanut butter sandwich cookies, right? Juicy Doos. I never heard it called that before. Huh. Well, I was this old before I found out about that. Oh, I see a recipe for it too. Oh, they're made with oatmeal, peanut butter oatmeal. That's where that kind of that's kind of a little bit of a crunch. I never identified that as oatmeal. That's why they're so good. Okay. Now I want some. Yes. I love the Thin Mints, but I tell you, I usually eat too many of them and then I don't feel so good. It's just something about those Thin Mints. I just keep going back to it, and I got to have another one. Yeah, I am terrible with the Thin Mints, but I love peanut butter cookies too. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that. Now that you've made us all hungry, all right, I'm going to go back over here, take a look. Oh, I cannot see that. Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Let me make it bigger. And there we go. Much better. So Sabri is the company that makes those bookmarks, right? For some reason, I don't have my bookmark yet. It's like I'm starting to doubt myself. Did I actually order it? I'm pretty sure I did. Um, let's talk about bookmarks. It's been quite a while. Well, if you go to their Instagram, they actually have a video that shows you how they make those vegan leather bookmarks. Collaborating with As Ever and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, on her own special version. Her handwriting turned into gold lettering and embossed into our leather. The collection sold out in 7 minutes. We loved working on this. Hugs, hugs, and more hugs. Okay. Now, until you see the video, I got this for you. You can go from left to right, and here it is. So you can see how it's used. And then, of course, the gold lettering, it is embossed onto the leather right there. You can see how they do it. Fell asleep here is the little phrase that's on there. So at this process, they're adding the gold at this point. And then on the left side, she has a brush. What they're doing is they're prepping the leather. Yeah, you can see it right there. It says prepping leather or leather prep. And then from there, you can see one of the, you wouldn't call that a die, would you? Well, anyway, that's what they stamp the shape. It's a cutter. Yeah, it's like a cookie cutter. That is how they get that shape. You see on the right side there? That is where they pull the lever and, smash it down and the shape comes out like that. That is the cut to shape. And then over there, they continue cutting it to shape. And then right there, you can see again, adding the gold. And that's how they do it. That is how they do it. Now, the cool thing is that they have other bookmarks, and I do believe that you can also order your own bookmarks. If you have a special occasion coming up, you can order something. They are based in the United Kingdom, and I do believe it is a women's owned company. So that's something that you might consider. And since, of course, the Duchess of Sussex has partnered with them, they have been very busy. So you can imagine how that goes. It's called the Meghan effect. Hey, soul brother. Now, if you're accused of being a narcissistic, image obsessed mother, feeding your son to the tabloids for 4 years, maybe don't immediately prove the point. Well, that's exactly what she's planning to do, is prove it. Victoria hints back over that dance. Hits. Victoria hits back over that dance. Yeah, instead of leaving it alone, she wants to, I guess, kick the hornet's nest. Yeah, she's going to kick the hornet's nest. And look at there. The reason why I kind of looked at this today is because the Sussex squad pointed out that the person that wrote this article, you see the name there, Katie Hind? Well, that Katie Hind person seems to be friends with the Beckhams. It would appear that she's not being objective because rather than recuse herself, she is writing an article about someone who seems very close to her. See that? What really happened inside Brooklyn and Nicola's wedding revealed by Katie Hind. What I'm told went on during inappropriate dance. Why Vogue's story doesn't make sense. And toilet drama that horrified the Beckhams exposed. Really? Well, take a look at that one on the left side. That is the new article. This one is from, actually, this is the newer one, January 20th. Right there's the other article written by the same so-called journalist at the Daily Mail. Wait a minute. I didn't do this twice, did I? Oh, I did. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I had a different one that I wanted to share, and I don't have it here. Is that right? Did I do two of them? Oh, yeah, that is different. Yeah. Okay, so Katie Hind hears tone-deaf Brooklyn wants to reconcile with parents David and Victoria after shock staff exit. But wife Nicola Peltz is obsessed with driving the Beckhams' rift. It's pathetic and out of control. Why is she the one writing this article? Take a look here. There she is right there. This is what she's using for her Instagram. Her Instagram is her all huddled up with David Beckham. And then also in her Instagram, she has a picture of her with her arm around Victoria. So whatever she writes, doesn't it stand to reason that she may have undue influence from the Beckhams? Are they really going to be fair to Brooklyn? It doesn't seem like they could possibly be fair in reporting on this family rift, seeing that, well, they're best of friends, aren't they? They probably invite her over for tea. That just doesn't look right. You see this? She wrote this article. I don't know how many other articles she wrote. Katie Hine, Beckham, Sarah Vine, evil people. Thank you, Legs. I notice how she says it. Mark Anthony, friend of the groom's mother. I heard that Nicola Pelt's family, the brides, paid for him. I don't know how true it is, but if he did that when I paid for him, interesting. Yeah, it looks weird. That is her resting posh face. She does that so that all of her photos look the same. I went back too far. That is a celebrity trick that they do. That's what I was looking for. That's something that they do so that all of their photos look uniform. So you never catch them with another expression. I don't know why that's so important to them, but um, there's a few celebrities that do that same weird thing with their mouth where they just kind of look deadpan. It is so dry in here. I have some steam going, but it's so dry tonight. It just does not seem to be enough. I need to have the humidifier like right next to me. Does not seem to be enough. My throat is so dry. So, but yeah, I thought that was just strange. But then again, isn't that what they do? Having spent years as a member of the Harvey Weinstein PR team, Hollywood attack dog publicist Matthew Hiltsack is, you could argue, a dab hand that's handling a crisis. So it made perfect sense that when Nicola Peltz, the U.S. heiress married to Brooklyn Beckham, found herself at war with her husband's high profile parents, David and Victoria Beckham, Hiltzik was seen as the right man to help her navigate the fallout. With a little help from her father, the notoriously aggressive billionaire businessman Nelson Peltz, she secured his extremely expensive services last June. Isn't this just dripping with disdain? Can you hear the disdain in her voice? Because I hear it. Extremely expensive, aggressive billionaire businessman. Huh? The U.S. heiress. The U.S. heiress. I mean, it just goes from bad to worse. And as the Beckhams continue to garner the lion's share of public sympathy, no thanks to you, Katie Hind, as they the lion's share of the public sympathy during this feud, Nicola set out to get even in the best way she knows how, by throwing money at the problem. Listen to that. By throwing money at the problem. Did she write this article or did the Beckhams write it? Huh? Hiltzik mission is to protect and restore Peltz's reputation and make sure the wider Peltz family, including Brooklyn, won the briefing war. It wasn't long before the claim being pushed out from Nicola and Brooklyn's California camp began to escalate. There were accusations of misogyny slung at the Beckhams, who have long blamed Nicola for the complete breakdown in relations with their eldest son. Indeed, Nicola appeared furious when I wrote that Brooklyn had been nicknamed the hostage in the Beckham circle over claims that he is simply following her lead. Again, she is friends with them. She is actually using where did I go back? I went the wrong way. She is using David Beckham as her profile pic on her Instagram. Very typical of the Daily Mail. Very typical. They will have someone literally spend the night with Charles and Camilla. A lot of those reporters spend the night at their home. They eat the king's food. They drink the king's wine. And then they go and write an article. And whoever the target of that article is that particular occasion is going to get something written very much like this. I was wondering who the strange looking man. Oh man. David Beckham, I don't like all the tattoos and stuff. Sir David Beckham looks a little bit too edgy for my taste. It's not that I don't like tattoos. It's just certain places they look kind of, raunchy to me. Certain places I don't like seeing tattoos, but that's just my personal taste. And of course, take a look at the family photo, the very famous family photo. You can see how posh is giving her son and her daughter-in-law the cold shoulder. They have gone through great lengths to try to convince people that they are the very model, the embodiment of a happy family. But the truth is probably a lot worse than what people suspect it is. And I'm pretty sure that they use the idea of an inheritance as a means to control those kids. And this whole thing about Brooklyn signing away the rights to his name, I don't like that one bit. Now, from what I heard is that at a certain point, the Beckhams, David and Victoria, they're going to lose control of his name. And they are furious about that when they couldn't get him to sign it over. Something like that. I mean, I haven't been very strict with keeping up with it, but let's see. Beckham's combined wealth is a mere 655 million. Yeah, compared to what was that she called him? The angry, evil, something billionaire businessman. I believe he's worth like $1.5 billion, if not more than that. But yeah, he's got a lot of money. He is quite wealthy. And let's see, and Brooklyn has taken the names. So he is Brooklyn Peltz Beckham. Yeah, Brooklyn Peltz Beckham. And yes, I hear people say that oh, she has her own money? Well, I know she's been an actress, right? She is an actress and she's modeled. among other things. Um, and I hate that people keep calling her the Nepo baby, or they call him the Nepo baby. Um, they only call people a Nepo baby when they want to put them down. It is like the first stop on the put down train. They strip away their humanity and declare that everything about them is privilege. And I don't think that's fair. Yeah, Daddy Warbucks. Her father is Daddy Warbucks. So, perhaps a more appropriate statue. Every so often, Graham Smith of Republic, he can come up with a doozy, right? So this was one of his latest posts. Queen Elizabeth II statue will be standing and not on horseback. So the Queen is going to stand. It's not going to be one of those equestrian statues. This is the one they had proposed, or something similar to it. But they say it's not going to happen. This is, of course, an imagined appearance of it, but just to let you see how it would fill up that space. But that is not going to happen. The Queen will stand for her statue. But of course, a lot of people are complaining because they think the money should be spent with the NHS. Among other things, they really ought to spend that money on the people, on services, instead of an inanimate object that is not going to feed anyone. There's so many things that's already named for Queen Elizabeth. Either they find private donors for the statue or they don't, but they should not have the public paying for it. How Canadians celebrate Canada Day. Show the British how we feel. Queen Elizabeth torn down as she should be. Do you guys remember that? By the way, I don't condone damaging or um, destroying public works and such. I don't believe in that. Vandalism like this has no place in society. However, I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. Well, the Scooter King looks like he's got a new scooter. Willie was seen at one of his stops riding on this sit down scooter. As you know, he has a standing scooter. I don't know why he needs to stand so often because, well, I guess maybe he has a tender bottom. Oh, did I say tender? Maybe he has a tender bottom and he needs to, stand up so he can avoid um, the pain. Maybe that's his tribal nickname, Tender Bottom. If the Native Americans were to give him a tribal name, they would call him Tender Bottom. Prince Tender Bottom. Now, there's a couple of ways you can take. Oh, I better stop. Wow. I better stop. I think you get the point, right? Okay, I think we're good. There's a couple of ways that you can say that. Well, actually, You can say it one way, but it can have another meaning, right? Yeah. All right, I'm done. I'm not going to say anything else. Um, Part of William's rehabilitation, he wants people to think that he's just another bloke, that he's the everyday man, and in doing so, he wants to save the pubs. He wants to save the pubs. This is all part of a strategy. Rather than meeting with the press in one of those gilded rooms at the Windsor Castle or at the Kensington Palace, he decided that it's better to, like meeting with Eugene Levy, to meet him at a pub. That way he can seem like a real person, like he just pops down at the pub all the time. And of course, we know that's not true. Yes, there's good evidence that he is the bully. He's not just a bully, he is the bully in the royal household. And people are terrified of him. You know, Omid Scobie alluded to that in Endgame. He said that there was a very awkward moment where he was a pedestrian and Willie was in a vehicle. And he said that William gave him this rather cold stare, and it was while he was behind the wheel, as though, well, how could I put it? I don't want to suggest any things, but you know how it is. Accidents happen. And I think that from what Omid said, he was a bit alarmed at the situation that he was in. Now, it's been a while since I read that book, so I may not have it in the proper context anymore, but it just seems to me like it was not lost that he was in a very vulnerable position with a very angry Willie who did not like some of the things that Omid had said in the past, which is obviously not a place that you would want to be, especially when someone of his status is behind the wheel. Now, I'm sure that there's nothing to that. It was just a fleeting thought that Omid Scobie had, right? Right. Palace Insider revealed Prince William's plan for his reign. Rebecca English reveals exclusive details in the Palace Confidential newsletter. Um, William hasn't had enough of it, has he? He is deliberately insulting his father by going on and on about the future of the monarchy when he becomes king. It is very crude. It's very thoughtless, especially when Charles has only been king for a short time. And I believe that this is one of the reasons why father and son do not get along. They tried to convince us that the two of them were close. And it was Tom Sykes who exposed the fact that they're not close at all. And they spend almost no time together. So I don't suppose that William and his father are going to have much of a relationship for the rest of his father's days. And that's a real shame. But he has decided to take the low road. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are very nervous that he is, going to be king. Very unpredictable temper. See there? Wanted for pretending to work. Work shy Willie. Courtesy of Republic. I don't know how Republic did it, but they found Willie had some type of summons. Of course, it's not enforceable, but I just love that picture. So be careful if you're around Windsor Castle or Kensington Palace. Willie has a new obsession, and it's this tricycle scooter. And if you're not careful, you may find yourself run over. So that is his new toy. And with that, you guys, guess what? We are done. I told you about an hour, and I kept my word. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. Before I go, I'm going to take a look and see if there are any more photos from the event tonight. And so far, I do not see anything that we missed. I'm going to go back to the beginning just as a recap for those that just joined us. Harry and Meghan were at the premiere of Cookie Queens. That is a production of Archwell. Yeah, so I'm going to take a look and see if I can find any more photos from today. But so far, I think we've seen everything that's available. I don't see anything extra, nothing new. Let me go to another one of my reliable sources. Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, not to worry. By tomorrow, there will be some new pics out there. And wherever they are, I am going to find them. Okay. Anyway, thank you, moderators. It has been a pleasure as per usual. Also, a little reminder, you guys, perhaps you all will find something that you want to make us aware of, but please try not to promote. Well, I'm not saying that you're promoting, but how do I put this? There are so many bad, awful players out there, unfriendly to the Sussexes, right? And every time you click on one of those channels, you are feeding the algorithm, right? So this is why I always say it's very important to go to your history and to clear it out of there, because the algorithm recognizes what you watch and they will suggest more of it. So if you find yourself mistakenly, inadvertently clicking on one of those hate channels, go to those 3 dots and remove it from the history. Otherwise, it's going to suggest even more of that stuff for you. And not only that, excuse me, it will also recommend it to me and to other squatties. And before you know it, we have given them so much engagement that their channel starts growing. And we certainly don't want to do that. So try not to click on those hate channels. If you do, just remove it from your watch history. Of course, you could always click not interested. I would do both, not interested and then remove it. That way you can make sure it doesn't come back to haunt you. Oh, thank you so much, Cookie Queens, Cookies and Cream. See, I knew I was going to end up doing that. Cookies and Cream, not Cookie Queen, right? But yeah, thank you so much for your comment. Oh, my voice is terrible tonight. Okay, I'm still taking a look to see if I can find anything else from tonight. But in the meantime, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I want more pics, you know that. Just a handful, which just goes to show. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Blackout in 8 states, you guys. Oh my God. Blackout in 8 states as Americans left in darkness because storm is too dangerous to restore power. Oh, I hate hearing that. They have listed Tennessee, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Mississippi, all of which is under a blanket of fresh snow. Oh, man. That is bad news. It says here there are over 167,000 homes across the U.S. without power as frigid temperatures and heavy snowfall persist. 69,327 homes in Louisiana, 49,184 in Texas, 13,607 in Mississippi, 10,282 in New Mexico, 3,110 in North Carolina, Arkansas, just under 3,000, Tennessee, 2,753, and Georgia, 2,734. Now, those are households, not individuals, but households. So if you figured it out, that means quite a few people. So if it says 167,000, I'm sure that's well over 300,000 or 400,000 because it involves entire households. Well, you know, that guy predicted that the other day. He said that that there would be massive power outages. Red states don't invest in the type of infrastructure need in cold weather, the climate change. They should invest, but they won't, unfortunate. Yeah, that's true. Some of those states are pretty poor, to be honest with you. A lot of red states take from the blessings of Illinois, New York, California. We are economic engines, whereas a lot of the red states They get back way more than they put into the system. But in spite of that, our money is helping to keep them afloat. And yet they keep voting for people that are going to keep them poor. Wow. Well, and that guy, he was saying that. Oh, by the way, thank you, Legs, for their super chat. He was saying that we always assume that these storms will not as will be as not as bad as they predict, but he said the models that they use to predict these storms, he said he could not see where the trend was going to let up before the storm actually um, developed. So here we are right now. And that was maybe 4 days ago that he predicted that this was going to happen, massive power outages. So if you are listening to Royal Sussex, do conserve your power if you don't have a way to charge. Also, remember, a good alternative power source is a laptop. If you have a laptop computer, you could always plug your phone into that computer and pull the power off of your PC. And I do hope that you all are very careful with power generators. Any power generator that runs on fossil fuel should be in a well ventilated area, like outside, away from the windows or air intake of any kind, because you don't want that tragedy. You really don't. And it happens so often in weather just like this. So please stay safe. And if you don't have heat, go to the smallest room possible and try to share body heat. Also, a good source of heat is hot water. So if you have one of those furnaces or hot water tanks that uses gas or whatever, I guess electric is out of it. But if you have a gas water heater, put some hot water in your bathtub. That will help to heat that room at least. So that is one way to do it. But whatever you do, just make sure that you're careful. Oh, yeah. Texas 2010, was it? No, 2020, right? Still didn't do anything. Yeah, it was like the middle of summer. And because Texas is not on the national grid, like 49 other states, they're not on the national grid. Well, I guess Hawaii is not either, but I digress. They cannot draw power from their neighbors. If they were on the national grid, they could get power from Illinois. Do you guys know that Illinois has more nuclear reactors than any other state? That's why we have such glowing personalities, because we have lots of nuclear power, more reactors than any other state. We also use wind. We use the windmill power. So we could send power to Texas if we wanted to. But that's impossible because they're not on the national grid. They wanted to go and be loners. And unfortunate for the people of Texas who did not have a say, it was the politicians that did the dirty deed. So anyway, I hope that this power outage is short-lived because it is too cold to go without power. Oh yeah. No, well, not adequate insulation, right? They don't have adequate insulation in a lot of cases. And if that's not enough, oh, what I was going to add something to that. Oh Lord, I forgot. Anyway, also make sure you run a tap. Make sure you have some water trickling in the basin. Usually, if you have a basement, that's a good place to do it. You don't want your pipes to freeze. You do not want your pipes to freeze. And because, as Legs pointed out, there's not that robust type of insulation, you are very vulnerable to frozen pipes, which can cost thousands of dollars to repair. Thousands of dollars to repair. Oh, I didn't know that. Texas decided to keep it and not update it. Oh, is that what happened? I did not know that. Oh, by the way, you guys, I watched a great documentary about Barcelona. I'm going to see if I can grab it for you and I'll share it with you. It's about the city planning for Barcelona. Very interesting. Okay. Again, you guys, I am done for tonight. So you can go ahead and take off. I am done. I'm going to find that that link. If you've ever been to Barcelona, then you'll know that they have an amazing a street grid. Yeah, it's a grid, but it's very different from anything else I've ever seen. Hmm. I'm going to have to go back and look for it in my watch history. But Barcelona is beautiful. I love Barcelona. And the people were so nice. They're very nice. Okay. Oh, I guess I watched it on Facebook. So yeah, it's a link for Facebook. So let me make sure that works. Yes, it does work. So yeah, it is a documentary very short. How long is this? Looks like it's about 12 minutes long, but it explains the layout of Barcelona. Very interesting. Okay. Well, I don't want to tell anybody anything that can get somebody hurt, but I'll just say this. I have a gas stove. My stove works on natural gas. So I'm just saying, but don't be irresponsible. Uh, maybe cook a pan of water, put a pan of water in the oven and cook it. Make sure you keep an eye on it because you don't want to lose your gas and not know it or whatever. But yeah, just bake something to help warm up the house responsibly and carefully. And bake it as long as you think it needs to be baked. And that will help. If you have a gas stove. Oh yeah, you put the clothes on a radiator to dry them. I I lived in like maybe oh I don't know. Let me see. How many vintage buildings did I live in? There was that one there. I think maybe I lived in maybe 3 vintage buildings, like buildings that were built before World War II, and they had the big gas radiators, and they, steam and hiss, and, like, first thing in the morning, you hear like a well, no, um, I think at about sunset, that's when you start hearing a knocking sound, like ping, ping, ping. That means that they're about to turn the boiler up so that that steam heat the steam is like a release valve for the radiator. But oh my god, that's the best heat. That is the best heat. On the coldest days, your apartment is an inferno. That's some good heat. And when you're in one of those vintage buildings, the heat is included. Well, unless they've did like some kind of update, the heat is included. You don't have a separate bill for heat. Everybody in the building has those big radiators. And they're very effective. I prefer those. There's nothing like one of those vintage Chicago buildings. They all seem to have that vintage smell, you know, have that kind of wood, kind of, yeah, they all have that kind of smell. Oh, yes, the plastic on the windows. That also helps to keep the heat in. Put some plastic on the windows, put that towel at the front and back door to keep that draft from blowing in. There you go. But I like the vintage homes because they breathe, you know? Nowadays, they have you so insulated, it's like you're in a can of beer. I like for a house to breathe. That's it. Wood and old carpet smell. Yep. They all had that funny smell. But I miss it though. I miss the old vintage buildings. High ceilings, bay windows, back doors, windows in the bathroom. You just can't beat that. A lot of people don't have bathroom windows. And I love having a bathroom window. You don't know what a luxury it is until you don't have one. I remember one time I was without a bathroom window for quite a few years. And I finally moved to a place that had a bathroom window. And when I moved in, I forgot about it. And when I woke up and I saw that light, I was like, oh my God. I was nearly brought to tears. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. I was so happy to have a bathroom window. You don't know what you're missing if you don't have one. I mean, not the most important thing in the world, but I tell you, if you have a bathroom window and a kitchen window, for some reason, architects don't think we need bathroom windows. And sometimes they don't think we need kitchen windows. I had a friend that moved out of a vintage building. She moved across the country and she was applying for senior housing. And unfortunate for her, they did not have a separate kitchen. She had never lived in an apartment that had the open floor concept, and they were just like, "This is Arizona. We don't have anything like that here." So she was very unhappy about that. She didn't believe in cooking in the same place she, entertained people. Oh my goodness, it got that hot, huh? Yeah, I guess they do get kind of warm. Now that you mention it, I guess they do get kind of warm. I mean, I think anybody who's ever had like a standing radiator in the bathroom, you've had that misfortune of taking a bath, you go to dry yourself off and you accidentally touch it with your butt. I've done that before. You're bending over, trying to dry yourself, and all of a sudden, you're backed up on that radiator. Who hasn't done that, right? Okay, family, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I will see you next time.